Hello. Gumelan. Hi guys, my name is Amu. Hi guys, my name is Together we are Golden Girl. Today we're going to learn about this thing. And I don't know why this name is called. And what's this? I don't know, but my friends should know it. Like you can comment that. Maybe we should. Papa.
This is called the Rubik's Cube. We've got different types of Rubik's Cube. Like this one is called a 2x2, meaning that we have got 2x2 sides on top. So we've got 4 pieces on top, hence it's a 2x2. This one that we're going to be concentrating on solving is called a 3x3. 3x3 sides. So you've got 9 pieces on top. This one is called a 4x4. You've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. So you've got 16 squares or pieces on top. This one is called a 5x5. You've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 pieces on top. So you've got 25 boxes, pieces, squares on top, whatever you might want to call it. So they say the Rubik's Cube has got 43 quintillion moves. So there are 43 quintillion ways to solve this. But today we will only learn one move that you must learn and you must memorize. Some they solve this in 10 minutes, some they solve in 9 minutes. I solve it in 2.5 minutes. That's the best time that I've done. But the world champion, the fastest person to solve the Rubik's Cube, they do it in about 4.3 seconds, just under 5 seconds. So today we'll learn this so that at the end of the day you also know how to solve the Rubik's Cube. This is a Rubik's Cube 3x3. In order to solve the Rubik's Cube so that we have got the same color this side, we have got the same color everywhere, there are some moves that you have to master. They say the Rubik's Cube has got 43 quintillion moves. So stick to one and memorize it. Things to bear in mind. The Rubik's Cube has got the center pieces. The orange is always opposite to the red. The green is always opposite to the blue. And the yellow is always opposite to the white. The center pieces, they are one color. And the center pieces, they don't move. We have got these pieces that are in the middle. They will always remain in the middle. But they've got 2 colors. Like you can see, this one has got white, this one has got orange. Then the corner pieces, they've got 3 colors. You can see this one has got orange, it's got green, and it's got yellow. So how do you solve the Rubik's Cube in 8 simple steps? Let's begin with step number 1. All right, let's go to step number 1. Always locate the white piece or the white center piece, this one. Then you put it at the bottom so that the yellow is on top and the white is at the bottom. Pick up your piece. The main aim is to make white pieces around the yellow center. So in other words, you have to put the 4 white pieces here in the middle, here in the middle, here and there. Forget about the corners. You just have to put the white piece here, you have to put another white piece here, you have to put another white piece here, and you have to put another white piece there. So how do you do that? You rotate your cube. We are looking for the white that is in the center. What do you do next? This is your right hand side. You move your right hand side forward. You have got one piece here. If you have got another white piece at the corner there, it's got no use at this time. You rotate it again. There is another white. You move it. On your left hand side, you have got another white that is in the center. You move it. Forget about the corners. We are concentrating on this one, this one, this one, and this one. Now we are left with one piece. You rotate your cube. You rotate your cube. You can't find anything that is white on the sides. Chances are it's at the bottom. You check at the bottom. There it is. It's here. So how do you get it here? You rotate the bottom towards where you want it to be. Now it's here. You rotate it again. You want to fill here. Where is it now? It's here. Now you have got the four pieces or the four centers that are around the yellow piece. You have got 1, you have got 2, you have got 3, and you have got 4. Forget about this corner. It's got no use at this moment. You are done with your step number 1. Step number 2. What do you do with step number 2? We have to move this white, this white, this white, and this white to the bottom, so that there is white here, there is white there, there is white here, and there is white there. You are making a white cross. How do you move these to the bottom? You have got your white here and you have got your red here. What you have to do is you have to rotate these bottom layers so that this red is matching with the red that is going to be in the center. So how do you do that? You hold your top piece, then you hold the bottom pieces together, then you rotate. There you have it. You have matched this red to this red. You still have got your white on top. What do you do? This front face, you rotate it 2 times, whether left or whether right, it's okay. You rotate it once, you rotate it twice. What is the aim? The aim is to bring the white here. So we rotated it 2 times towards our right hand side. You turn your cube, you come to this piece. You have got orange here, you have got white there. The main aim is to have the orange center. So what do? You hold the top one, you hold the bottom ones together, you rotate. Now you have got the orange here, you have got the orange there, and then on top you still have your white. Now what do? This front face, you have to rotate it 2 times. It doesn't matter where you rotate it, whether to the left or to the right. Last time we rotated it to the right, now let's rotate it to the left. You do 1, then you rotate it 2 times. The main aim is to put your white here. So now you have got white here, you have got white here. Now you are left with these 2 pieces. Put your white to the bottom, you come on top. Already this one is matched for you, so you don't have to do anything. Only thing that you have to do is to rotate your face or your front face 2 times. Doesn't matter whether you take it to the left, you take it to the right, as long as it's 2 times. You rotate it 1, you rotate it 2 times. What is the aim? Is to bring your white piece here. So now you have got this piece, you have got this piece, you have got this piece. You have to bring the last one here. You put your white to the bottom, you come to the center or to the middle piece, this one. You have to move it to the bottom. But before you do that, you must match this blue to the blue that is in the center. So what you do, you hold the top part, you hold the bottom two, you rotate them so that you bring the blue in front. So now you have got your blue, you have got your blue. Forget about the third one, only you have to match these two. So you have got your blue, you have got your blue, and you have got your white. What do? You have to rotate the front face 2 times. Doesn't matter to the right, doesn't matter whether you're rotating it to the left. Last time we did it to the right, now let's do it to the left. 1, and then 2. Now, the main aim is to have a cross. What is a cross? You have got a white cross, white here and a white there. Forget about this corner piece. At this time, we've got no use for it. So you have got a cross. If you were to remove this one, you have a white cross. Always put your white to the bottom. You are done with step number 2. Step number 3, I usually call it killing 2 birds with 1 stone. Step number 3, we are trying to complete the bottom part so that everything is white. So we want to replace this yellow, we want to replace this red, we want to replace this green, so that we have got all white pieces. That is the first thing. But whilst we are replacing the white pieces, we are also automatically matching this line to be the same color, this line to be the same color, this line to be the same color, and this line to be the same color. Hence, I'm saying we are killing 2 birds with 1 stone. Always work with your white to the bottom. Now, how do you do it? You have got the white on top, you have got the white on top, then you have got the white on the side. You must move them to the bottom. How do you do that? If your white is facing the top or is facing on top, what you do is you check at the bottom of your cube where you have got your white. You want to replace this red with this white. So there must be opposite sides. One must be on top, one must be at the bottom. In other words, what I mean is, if you had red here, like you are having red now, and you are having a red on top, you just have to move your top part so that the white that you want to bring to the bottom is opposite the piece that you want to replace. So we've got the white here, we've got the red at the bottom. We want to replace this red with this white. So what do? You pick up your piece, then this right hand side part, you move it forward once, right? And then this top part, you rotate it towards your left once. Then you come back to the right, you return it to where it was, to the bottom. You still have your cross, your white cross. But what did you do? You moved the piece that was facing up so that now it's on the side. That's what you want to do. If the piece is on top or is facing on top, first you have to rotate it so that it's on the side. You move your cube so that your piece is facing on your left hand side. It's okay even if it's facing on the right hand side, as long as the piece is here. Now, when your piece is facing on the left side, your aim is to replace this one, the yellow one. What do we do? You keep your white to the left. Now there is a red here. Now the main aim is to match this red to the red in the center. So it must be 1 and a 2 red. Only 2 pieces you have to match. So what do? You hold your top. We are visiting stage number 2 now. You hold your top, you rotate your 2 bottom pieces. What is the aim? The aim is so that the center and this corner one, they are the same color. White is here. Once you have done that, you come to your left hand side, because the white is on your left hand side. You move it forward. Now your white is here. What is the main? The main is to bring the white down. So once you have done that, you rotate the top part. Now your white is here, you bring it to the bottom. You realize that you have replaced the other white with another white. That's okay, because you are trying to put your pieces together. You put your cube down. You still have got one piece that is facing up. You rotate your cube to see if ever there is anything on the side. This one, that's what you want. Before you deal with this one, you have to check if there is anything that is on the side. That's what you want, this one. You have got 2 of them. One on the right, one on the left. It's easier when they are facing that way. Now, what do? Last one we did with the left, now let's do with the right. Same move. Here is your white, here is your green. So you have to match the center green with this one. So what do? You hold the top one, you rotate the bottom 2. You are looking for the green color. There is your green color. So now you have got your green, you have got your green, and you have got your white here. What do? With your right hand side, where the white is, you move it forward. The main aim is to replace this yellow with this white. Once you move it forward, this top part, you move it towards you 1 time. Now you have got the white and the white. What do? Remember, the white must always be at the bottom. You move it downwards. We have replaced the yellow with this white. Now you have got 7 pieces of white at the bottom. You want to replace this one, and you want to replace this one. You put your cube facing downwards. Before you deal with the one that is facing upwards, you have to rotate it to see if there is anything that is on the side. There you have it. It's on your left hand side. So you have got a green here. You have to match with a green in the center. So you hold the top. You rotate the 2 bottom pieces, connections, whatever you call them. Then you have got green here, you have got green there, and your white is there. What is the aim? To take this white and put it here where the yellow is. So how do you do that? With your left hand side, you move the left part so that the yellow is here. Then you rotate this part so that the white is here. So now you've got 3 whites. What you do, you push them downwards. Now you have got 8 pieces. You are left with only 1. You put your cube facing downwards. Only 1 piece left, which is this one that is facing on top. So you have to look at the bottom. I want to replace the green one. So what must I do? The white must be directly above the one that I want to replace. So what do? I want to replace the green one. I will have to rotate. So now my white is above the green that I want to replace. What do? I pick it up. This part, I push it forward. I push it forward. Now my green is here. That's the one that I want to replace. And then my white is there. That's the one that I want to come to where the green is. Then the top part, I move it once towards my left hand side. Once I've done that, I push it back to its original position. Now I've removed the white from the top. Now my white is on the side. That's how I want it to be, so that I can solve the bottom part. If it's on top, you cannot solve it. You first of all have to turn it to the side. Still, my yellow is at the bottom. I want to replace this yellow with this white. So my white is facing on my right hand side. White, then I've got orange. So I must match this center to be orange. What do? I hold the top part. I hold the bottom 2 pieces or 2 parts together. Then I rotate. I rotate so that these oranges are matched, or these orange colors are matched. I still have got my white here. With my right hand side, I rotate forward. I bring my top part backwards. I've got my 3 pieces together. I push them to the bottom. I've completed my bottom part. But what is killing 2 birds with 1 stone? In the process of completing the white part, I've also completed the orange. I've meshed, the blue I have meshed, the red I have meshed, and the green I have meshed. That's the end of step number 3. Now let's go to step number 4. So right now our main worry is to finish this second line so that it's matching this green. Red is matching with the red, blue is matching with blue, and the orange is matching with orange. How do you do that? You look at your piece, or you look at your pieces. You are concentrating on these ones. This piece, this piece, this piece, and this piece. Forget about the corners. We are not dealing with the corners. We are only dealing with the center ones, or the middle ones. This one and this one. This one and this one. This one and this one. Secret number 1. If in these pieces that you are concentrating on, there is a yellow color, ignore it. You don't want yellow. So this one, there is yellow. I'll forget about it because there is yellow on top. This one, there is yellow on top. There is red here. I'll forget about it. This one, there is blue and there is yellow here. I'll forget about it. So I'll concentrate on this one. There is blue, there is red. What do I do? Remember, my part or my white part is still at the bottom. What do I do? This red must match with the red in the center. Remember step 2 and step 3? We come back to it again. This red and this blue, I want the same color. So what do? I hold the top part, I hold the bottom parts together, I rotate it up until I come across the red color. There is my red color. I just want to match this one and this one, only 2 pieces. The blue is still on top. What do I do next? You look on your left hand side, this face. You look on your right hand side, this face. I want to rotate this blue. Doesn't matter whether it's blue, whether it's green, whether it's orange. You look at the color that is on top. You have to rotate it either to the left side or to the right side. What do I mean? Either like this or like this. That's how you have to move it. But how do you choose which side to move it? Now I've got blue. I've got blue this side and I've got only one blue this side. You must move your color towards the side where there are less colors like it. If it's 0 colors, you move it there. If it's 1 color against the 6 colors, you move it where there are less colors that are like it or that are like it. So now I've got my blue. I move it towards where there is less blue. Right? Now that I've moved it to where there is less blue, what do? Because I moved it to my right hand side, now I will have to use my left hand side. If I had moved it to my left hand side, I will use my right hand side. What do I mean? It was here, now I have moved it here to my right hand side. With my left hand side, I push this one this way. Then I push this one further away with my right hand side again. I bring this one back to its original position. Now what have I done? I have destroyed my bottom part. I have destroyed my second part. I've destroyed my second part. What was the aim of moving that blue? So that I have my white on the side. We go back to stage number 3 now. I've got my red, I've got my white. I must match it, same as we did in the previous stage. So now I've got my red, I've got my white. Sorry, I've got my red and I've got my red and my white is here. I want it to come here. What do? I push it forward. I rotate it towards me. I take it to the back. Now I've completed it. Remember, our aim is to finish this blue. So now I'm left with one piece of blue. Remember, we are solving this line. We are solving this line. We are solving this line, and they were solving this line. I put my cube down. Remember, anything with yellow, you ignore. I only want something without yellow in these middle pieces. So I've got blue on top, I've got red here. You will realize that we're still working with blue. Sometimes we'll have to repeat the same step twice in order to put all your pieces into the correct positioning. I've got my red, I've got my blue. I hold the top part, I rotate these two bottom parts up until my red in the center is matching my red here. Right. I look at my top part, which is blue. I have to rotate it so that it's where there is less color of itself. So here there is 0, I'll have to rotate it that side. If you remember last time, there was only one piece of blue here. So what do I mean? This is blue. I have to rotate it towards where there is no blue. If there was blue here, I'll rotate it this side. You can have blue here, you can have blue here, but you only look where there are less pieces of blue. That's where you rotate it. So we're here, what do? We take our blue this side. Because we rotated it towards the right, we are going to use our left. We move this piece forward. We continue, we rotate it again, one time. Then we bring our piece down. Remember, our white must always be at the bottom. Now we have destroyed our white. Don't worry, we are putting the pieces together. Now my white is here. What do? Remember the previous step? I've got my blue here, I've got my blue here. I will have to match them. So now I've got my blue, I've got my blue, I've got my white. I want my white to come to where the yellow is. With my right hand side, I push it forward, bring it here, bring my blue down. Now we see what is happening. I've completed 5 pieces of blue. I've completed 5 pieces of red. So this blue must come to this side so that I complete everything. I come back on top with my white at the bottom. I look at these pieces. I look at these pieces. Anything with yellow, you ignore. Anything with yellow, you ignore. Whether yellow is here or whether yellow is there, you ignore. I look at the orange, there is the green. Already, the green has been matched for me. I don't have to do anything. All I have to do is check the orange color, check my right hand side, check my left hand side, see where the orange is less. So with my orange, if I check here, I've got 4 boxes of orange. If I check here, I've got 0 boxes of orange. So I must move my orange towards my left. The fact that I used my left hand, I'll come to my right hand side and push this one forward. Push the top one again, one more time. Take my right hand side back to its original position. I've destroyed the bottom, but why? Because I'm trying to put the pieces together in their original positions. So now my white is on my left hand side. Next to the white there is orange. Remember the previous step? We hold the top. I want to match this orange with the orange in the center. So I'll rotate the bottom too up until I come across the orange color. There is the orange color. I want this red to be replaced with this white. What do I do with my left hand side? I push this one forward. Take the top part, push this one this side. Got my 3 white, always white must be at the bottom. My white is there. Now see what is happening with the pieces. I've got 5 orange now. I'm only left with removing this red. I've got 5 blue now. I'm only left with removing this green. I've got 5 red. I'm only left with removing this blue. I've got 5 green. I'm only left with removing this yellow. What is the next thing? I pick my cube. Remember, anything with yellow you ignore. So there is yellow, there is orange, I ignore. There is green, there is yellow, I ignore. There is red, there is yellow, I ignore. I only look for the piece where there is no yellow, this one and this one. So I've got orange, I've got blue. I want this blue to match with the center blue. What do? I hold the top part, I hold the bottom parts together, I rotate them up until I find the center blue piece. There is the center blue piece. I've matched the center and this one. Forget about the last one, only these two. I look at the top one, it's orange. I must move this orange either to the right or to the left, depending on where there is more orange and there is less orange. So if I check on the right, there is only one orange. If I check on the left, there is 5 orange pieces. So you must move this piece towards where there is less of its own color. So there is less here, so I will move it there. Because I moved it to my right hand side, with my left, I'll push this one forward. I move it one more time, the top one. Then I bring the white back to its original bottom position. But I've destroyed my bottom white, don't worry. There are many moves, like I said, 43 million or quintillion, whatever number it is. So we're putting the pieces back together in their original position in order to complete the set. So now the white is here. We do what we have been doing before. I've got white here, I've got orange there. You hold the top part, you hold the bottom parts together, you rotate them up until you find the orange color. There is the orange color. There is the orange color. There is my white color. What do? With my right hand side, I push it forward. If it was on my left hand side, I was going to do the same with my left, push it forward. I push it forward with my right hand side, exposing my white in the process. I push it backwards, the top part. I take my white to the original position, which is at the bottom. Now, see what I did. I completed my white. I completed my first 2 lines. First two lines, but this one is still missing. And this one is still missing. So I must replace these corners. This one to be red and this one to be yellow. We go to the first instruction. You look at this one, you look at this one. Anything with yellow you ignore. You look at this one, you look at this one. So this one is green and red. This one is yellow and red. This one is orange and red. I ignore orange and yellow. So I will only concentrate on the red and the green. So the green is on top, the red is at the bottom. I want this red to match with the center red. You hold the top, you hold the 2 at the bottom together, you rotate up until you find the red that will match with this one. Forget about the bottom one, we're only concentrating on the 2. Once they have matched, I look at my top color, it's green. I must move it either to the left or to the right, depending on where there is less green color. On the right, there are 6 boxes of green. On the left, there are 2 boxes of green. So I will move it to where there is less of its color. So I'll move it to the left. Because I moved it to the left, with my right hand side, I'll move this one forward. Because I moved it to the left, I'll move it again further. Then bring this one back to its original position. Put my cube down. This white, it must be on my left or on my right. Then you match this green to the center green. So you rotate it, we have done this before, you rotate it up until this green and this green, they are matched. Because white is on my left hand side, with my left hand side I'll push it forward. At the top part I rotate it towards me. Now I've got white. Where does white belong? White always belongs to the bottom. I've completed the white. See what I have done. Green, green. Orange, orange. Blue, blue. Red, red. So I've completed 1, 2, and 3. Sometimes you have to repeat these stages many times up until you get your final pieces together. That is the end of this stage number 4. Let's meet on the next stage. Welcome to step number 5 of solving the Rubik's Cube. Now, in step number 1, 2, 3 up to 4, we managed to solve the base, we managed to solve the first layer, we managed to solve the second layer. Now we have to solve the top layer using the yellow color. So the first thing that we have to make is the yellow cross. Alright, we have got the yellow here, we have to put the yellow here, 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 and there. So how do we do it? Now our Rubik's Cube is mixed up. It was going to be best if we had a yellow here and a yellow there. But since we don't have the yellow there, we'll have to place them there. If we had a yellow here, make sure that it's facing that way on top, 12 o'clock. Better if we had another yellow here, which is 1, 2, and 3, make sure that this one is facing 3 o'clock if it was yellow. This one is facing up 12 o'clock if it was yellow. But now we don't have any yellow, we only have got one piece. Forget about the corners, we'll come back to them later on. Now, the sequence that we have to do is you pick up your Rubik's Cube, we have to move this one, the back one. We have to move the top one, and then we have to move the one on the right hand side. How do we do it? We start with the back one. We move it once towards your right hand side. You come to the top, you move it once towards your left hand side. Then you come to the right hand side one, you move it once away from you. Right, we are done. Now you come back again, you return the top one to where it was, you return the right one to where it was, then you return the back one to where it was. What have you done? You have placed a lot of yellow colors on top. Now you have got almost 7 colors there. Right? Still you don't have yellow here, but now you have got yellow there. That is the most important thing. So if you have got yellow there, let it point up. It can be this way as well, it's okay. Let it point up. Here at the bottom, we still have got our base, we still have got our first and second line. Nothing was disturbed. So with step number 5, you'll have to repeat the sequence up until you have got your cross on top. So what do? We repeat the very same sequence. You move the back one towards your right, you move the top towards your left, you move the one on the right front, you return the top towards its original position, you return the one on the right hand side towards its original position, and then you return the back towards its original position. Now this is what we want. We want this color here, we want this color in the center, then we want this one to point 12 o'clock. So you want this thing. forget about the corners. You only want these 3 colors here, yellow, yellow, and yellow. This one is pointing 12 o'clock, this one is in the center, this one is pointing 3 o'clock. What do you do next? You repeat the sequence up until you have got yellow here and you have got yellow there. Remember, we are trying to make a cross. Right, let's repeat the sequence. Back, 1 time, towards your right, top, towards your left, 1 time, the one on the right, forward, 1 time. You return the top to its original position, you return the right towards its original position, you return the back towards its original position. We are lucky because it automatically saved, or it automatically solved the top part. Sometimes you have to repeat the sequence up to the time you get this. So by having this, we have jumped 1 step, which is step number 6, because step number 6 was going to be to complete the top. But because of our moves, we're lucky enough, sometimes it happens, you find that you jump step number 6, it happens. So now, we have solved the bottom, we have solved the first line, we have solved the second line, we have solved the top. Now, let's solve the last line. That's the end of our step number 5. Because we've already solved it, which means we'll jump step number 6, we'll go straight to step number 7. Thank you. Welcome to stage number 6. Why are we solving stage number 6? We are solving stage number 6 because we skipped it in step number 5, because step number 5 completed both stages. It happens sometimes with the Rubik's Cube. Same as stage number 7. You solve stage number 7 and it so happens that you solve stage number 8 at the same time. Now with stage number 5, our main aim was to make the cross. That was the main aim. Now, when you make the cross, how do you complete the top pieces? If you have got an extra white or yellow corner here, make sure that you hold your Rubik's Cube so that these 4 boxes are on your left hand side. You still have got your cross, but this extra one, make sure that it's on your left hand side. Suppose this extra one was not there, it's another color. Make sure you hold your Rubik's Cube so that if there is a yellow here, where the blue is, the yellow is supposed to be this side. Still, you will be having your cross. Whether you have got a yellow here, whether you have got the yellow corner here, the moves, still they are the same. What are the moves? You hold your Rubik's Cube like this. This is your right hand side. You move your right hand side forward. This is your top part. You move it towards you. You come to the right hand side. You return it back to its position where it was. You come to the top. You move it forward again. You come to the right hand side. You move it forward. You come to the top. You move it forward 2 times. You come to the right, you move it like this. You repeat the stage again. Sometimes you do the first stage, you complete, but in this case, let's repeat the stage again. Right, forward, top, forward, right, back, top, forward, right, forward, top, forward 2 times. Then right, backwards. You have completed your top part. This is the stage that we jumped because stage number 5 solved it for us. So this is how you complete the top yellow from a cross transition. Once you have got a cross, these are your moves: right, forward, top, forward, right, back, top, forward, right forward, top forward 2 times, and the right backwards. You would have completed your stage number 6. So this is the step that we jumped. We have to do it so that you know what you will have to do in case your Rubik's Cube doesn't jump that stage. So when you do stage number 5, it's possible you can solve stage number 5 and 6 at the same time. Sometimes when you do stage number 7, it's possible you can solve stage number 7 and 8 and complete the whole thing at the same time. So it depends how your moves are. Remember, 43 million or 43 quintillion moves. So your moves will never be the same as that one of the next person. Thank you. Let's meet in stage number 7. Now we come to stage number 7. In order to reach stage number 7, which means you have solved the base, we have solved the first layer, we have solved the second layer, we have solved the top. Remember the top, first of all, you have to make a cross, but sometimes you are lucky enough that in the process of making the cross, you complete the piece on top. So once you do that in stage number 5, you will jump stage number 6, because stage number 6 is to complete the whole thing on top. But because of the types of moves that you have, sometimes you complete the top in stage number 5. In stage number 7 is the one that is a little bit challenging because it's got about 9 moves. Now, with stage number 7, you hold the Rubik's Cube, you rotate it. You are checking for a sequence of colors. Is there any similarity or a pattern? So far there is none. The only thing that is close to a pattern probably is this one. All green and the one blue in the center. Or it can be this red and the one orange. So they are all the same. That's the closest to a pattern we have. So what you do, the one that is a pattern, you turn it, you put it so that it's this side away from you in the 12 o'clock position here. That's the one that is close to a pattern. You put it this side. Now you start your moves. Pick your Rubik's Cube. This is your right hand side. This is the side towards you. This is the side away from you. So you start your moves with your right hand side. You move right hand side back towards you. You move this one towards your right hand side. You move the right hand side again towards you. You go to the one that is away from you. You move it towards your left 2 times. You go 1, you go 2. Then you come to the one that is on your right hand side. You move it forward once. You come to the one that is towards you. You move it backwards. You come to this one on the right hand side. You move it backwards as well. You come to the one that is away from you. You move it 2 times towards your left. And then you end with the one on your right hand side. You move it again 2 times forward. 1 and 2. Sometimes again, when you are doing this, you can be lucky that you solve the whole Rubik's Cube. Therefore, you would have jumped stage number 8. So it depends on the pieces that you have. But in this case, no, we didn't do that. So what we have here is we have got red. So you turn it. You see now we have completed one side. You have completed one side. So with this, you have finished stage number 7. You have completed one side. Now you are left only with one piece here, one piece there, and one piece here. Only 3 pieces that you must put in their place in order to complete the whole Rubik's Cube. That was the end of stage number 7. Sometimes the moves that we did, you have to repeat them 2 times in order to get this pattern. We're done with stage number 7. See you in the final stage, which is stage number 8. Welcome to step number 8 and the last step of solving the Rubik's Cube. Congratulations for reaching this milestone. Now, with the Rubik's Cube, in order for you to solve the last step, we have to look at the completed side. We have completed the red side, so you take the red side, you put it so that it's facing in the same direction you are facing, in the 12 o'clock position. Then we have to look at the piece that is here. So we've got blue. So this blue, it must be turned so that it's going to where the blue is. So if we check here is green, if we check here is blue. So the blue, when we turn, the blue must go towards where the blue is. In this case, the blue is on the right hand side. If it was on the left hand side, we're going to turn the front part going towards that way. Even if blue is here, you can still turn to the right, but you'll have to repeat the stage again. But if you do this, you'll only do it once. Now, how do you do it? You hold your Rubik's Cube, this is the front side, or the one towards me, you rotate it 2 times towards your left. You come to the top part, you move it using your right hand towards your left. You come to the left part, you move it towards you. You come to the right part, you move it towards you as well. You go to the front part, or the part towards you, you move it 2 times. You go to your left, you move it back to its original position. You go to your right, you move it towards its original position. You come to your top, you move it back to its original position. Then this one towards you, you rotate it 2 times, 1 and 2. Look what we have done. This is how you complete the Rubik Cube. Congratulations for reaching this stage. See you when we do the 4x4 Rubik Cube. Congratulations.